Hello there. Thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and boy, what a fun early Doors piece to show you today. Check out this thing. We're talking April of 1967. How early can you get? Basically, I mean, their first album came out in January of 67. But what's fun about this is the best of my knowledge and research, the very first Doors advertising piece to use the band logo that was used so famously throughout their career. And of course, by advertising piece, I mean poster or handbill meant to be posted as opposed to just, say, newspaper ads, something like that. So this is the first one I know that has that really famous lettering of the Doors, and it's April of 1967. Wow. The Doors were so young and fresh. As I said, their first album had just come out in January and was barely squeaking onto the chart in March. And as of the time of this show, April 7 of 67, their debut album was at a whopping number 151 on Billboard's Top LPs chart, so that's pretty early. So anyway, this is really, it's handbill sized. I usually call something of this size. This is a little bit over 9 by 12 inches. I usually call this a handbill, and it does have the size of a handbill, but it's got like the feeling of a poster. It's just the way it's laid out and the horizontal layout and everything. So, call it whatever you like, a hybrid or whatever you like. As I said, it's a neat advertising piece to be posted, definitely. So as you can see, you've got that green lettering on the orange background, and that's silk screened on, which gives it nice eye appeal. And this is not paper. This is sort of, orange cardstock. In fact, on the front it looks orange. On the back it tends to look more yellow. But it's cardstock that was selected for this and used most effectively. I guess you could sort of call it a sepia-toned photo of the Doors on which the information and advertising stuff was overlaid there with the silk screen process. So as a result, what you have kind of funny here is you have Jim Morrison, John Densmore, and Robbie Krieger there above their name, and then poor Ray Manzarek is a bit hidden by the lettering, but we know he's there. We know you're there, Ray. And as you can see, the information is very simple. Just Friday, April 7, Legion in Merced, meaning, of course, the Legion Hall. And Merced, just a small California town on Highway 99, near the top part of California's Central Valley, and the population today is 80,000. Who knows what it was back in 1967. So, it's sort of a heck of an unlikely place for the Doors to debut their band logo on an advertising posting piece. But, it is what it is, and maybe an earlier one exists that just hasn't been discovered among collectors yet. Also, there aren't a lot of possibilities for the logo to have appeared before this, because since their first album was released in January, February, and March, the Doors did a lot of gigging at clubs in both San Francisco and Los Angeles, places like Gazzarri's on the Strip and the Hullabaloo, the Whiskey A Go-Go in both cities, and the Matrix Club in San Francisco. But what they did do, of course, in San Francisco was play both the Fillmore and the Avalon ballrooms very early on, as the San Francisco scene usually would do with West Coast bands, but those posters had very established or hip and young poster artists who didn't use the Doors logo. They wanted to create their own stylized lettering for the Doors appearances, and of course they weren't top billed either. They were a support act generally in those very early shows. But, this hobby's all about new discoveries, so maybe you'll come up with something and tell me about it that's before April 7 of 1967, either poster or flyer that used the logo. Now, it does say, I forgot to mention above the S there in Doors, it does give a ticket price of $2.25. And interestingly, between the R and the S, you can probably see that, it says Campy with a copyright sign, sort of on Ray's cheek. You see that? Interesting, that's poster artist Greg Campy who put his credit on there. And when he was reached in recent times, by the way, decades later, Campy recalled placing these on automobile windshields around Merced before the show as a way to helping to get the word out. So, oh boy, no internet back then, that's for sure. It was car to car, on the windshields, under the wiper probably. So nice piece though, I really like this. Usually I go for the bigger size posters, but this has, this is a handbill with the feel of a poster, so I kind of consider it both in some way. But it's so early. That's what I love too. I mean, it'd be months, I guess you could say, before Light My Fire took the country by storm in the summertime and eventually catapulted that number 151 ranked album all the way up to number 2, just behind Sgt. Pepper's. There you have it, a Doors piece from their earliest days, probably still strange days, but definitely early days. And I hope you enjoyed seeing it. We'll see you next time for something soon. Take care. Bye-bye.